Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I do not discriminate. Okay. So we've talked a lot about toxic connection on my channel. We've talked a lot about how to become your better self, how to receive more, how to come into alignment and synchronicity within who you are. And I think all those things are very important. Um, but what I wanted to talk about in this reading is what comes after that. What comes after all of the mental tarnish and the pain and the hurt and the oh no. Oh no. Okay. um so yeah. What comes after all of the hurt? What comes after all of the discrimination and the condescending and the um, the lies? So what I'm getting here is that essentially what comes is an illusion of others receiving everything that you've worked for, receiving everything that you've asked for, receiving, you know, your receiving the reward of what your karma has in store for you. The way that you've treated people throughout your life, you see other people receiving it. So not only is this heartbreaking, but it breaks your heart open, right? And instead of building resentment with these people, maybe you have done this in the past. Maybe you have, you know, really felt resentment within your heart. Maybe you really didn't wish the worst on people, but you really wanted to get your rewards and receive your blessings with these people. So it made it really hard to keep moving forward. It made it really hard to keep going. And because of this, you had to find another way to establish the abundance within your emotion. Establish the abundance within yourself. So you have essentially found abundance regardless of materialism. Hi, welcome in. And because of that, you have sincerely understood who you are. You have sincerely or literally reaped the gift of yourself. Right? So it's not about trying to figure out how to disconnect from toxic people. It's not any longer about how to make yourself feel better when you are in a rut. And sometimes, yeah, I mean, you're human. You're still going to get your little ruts, right? You're still going to feel a little lost. You're still going to feel like you're going backwards. Sometimes you might even fight with your inner child. But then you're going to look at yourself and you're going to realize, wait a minute, I'm magical. Why do I feel the need to you know, fire back at myself? Why do I feel the need to be so insecure when I am legitimately of a higher power? You are a descendant of a higher power. Okay? So once again, you are okay. So I spoke on the past of how you're really seeing yourself. I spoke on the past of how you are establishing yourself. But now you are seeing and establishing yourself. So that is a huge, oh my gosh, so many cards at once. Okay, that is a huge deal. This is going to be a little story for y'all. I know when I give out 3 or 4 cards out at the same time, there's going to be some dialogue, excuse me. So yeah, it's really about you coming into contact with your greatest self. And because you are coming into contact with your greatest self, you are seeing that not only withholding, but really, hi guys, welcome in. but really incorporating and kind of receiving and simultaneously letting it go. So it's essentially the wheel of fortune. It's coming in and you're sending it, coming in and sending it, and excuse that, you're no longer allowing it to come in and then just giving it right back out to the world because you either think you're not worth it, or you might think that you're better off without it, or maybe you just genuinely were so heartbroken that you were not in the headspace in order to receive these blessings. You know, it's not even because like you think lowly of yourself sometimes. Sometimes it's just genuinely because you're not ready to receive them. Sometimes you still got a little something to learn about yourself, right? And that's okay. Sometimes you still got a little something to learn about what you are withholding, what you are incorporating within your personality. Okay, so these are the cards I got out. I have got the Fool, the Star, Two Cups, the Ace of, it's in Espanol, so it's a little hard to remember sometimes. The Ace of Swords, and I got 8, 10. I got 10 of Pentacles reversed, okay? So here is what I'm getting. You have set out on a very abundant, colossal, self-reviving journey, okay? You've set out on essentially a self-reviving journey. And because of this, you are now beginning to see yourself in a way that you have never seen yourself before. Even as a child, you saw the world in a beautiful way, but you never necessarily sat with yourself and had like the mental capacity to understand how beautiful you were, understand how much you have to offer, understand how much you have to offer the world. And because you are starting to finally see how much you have to offer the world, your gifts are coming in. And not only are your gifts coming in, but they are essentially coming in rapidly, quickly. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. That means a lot. And hello to Brazil. Welcome in. I do hope y'all keep it cool, kind, and classy over there as well. Okay. So yes, your blessings are finally coming in, and you are essentially picking them up. You're like reaching out for your blessings hand, if that makes any sense, because you're no longer sitting back and like waiting for them to come in. You are receiving them. You're like not in the headspace of just like expecting them. You're in the headspace of making way for them. Because you found in the past that you experienced lack due to the fact of you kind of like not necessarily seeing your power and not necessarily like submerging yourself in it. You never really gave yourself to submerge yourself within the power that you possess. So you always were faced with lack within yourself and within your life. And I feel that, excuse me, you slowly got to the point where you began to see, okay, so this got 2 cards trying to come out. You slowly began to receive, okay, interesting, I was going to say see, but you slowly began to receive and kind of accept how wounded you were, and because of this, it kind of created a patience and a understanding and an acceptance and a kind of being okay with the fact that, you know, there's so much within you that you haven't uncovered yet. Because kind of growing up, you were always taught that you only had so much to yourself and that you were already at your full capacity of worth, which is crazy. Can I get a that ain't it? Okay, anyway, so you were really taught about yourself, you know, what your full capacity has to be. You were never given the space to learn who you are. You were never given the space to understand who you are. Like, to understand who you are and to establish who you are. You were never given that. So you really had to scrape by. Hang on, I'm getting oh and oh and a oh. So you were okay. Taking me away from my focus. Okay. So yes, you are always trying to work tirelessly for the abundance that you weren't receiving, and because of this, it just made you feel like you were kind of encased in a playing loop, in a consistent loop that is essentially a wheel of unfortune. It's a wheel of disfortune. So you literally were continuously getting that, and because you finally started seeing that, it's literally this friggin' prolonged loop of trying to be enough for not only yourself, but trying to be enough for the environment. And then you kind of are slowly getting to the point where you're seeing that your environment is just what it is, okay? And you are really taking your power back because of this. 11/11. So make a wish, baby. So, because you are starting to see everything you possess, and you are starting to see all of the dreams that you feel within yourself are essentially placed within yourself in order to play out. In order to play out. So you are holding your worth, and you are looking at your environment as a separate entity, if you will, because you are very much coming into the conclusion that it is okay where you are within yourself. But you are looking out at the environment and saying, you know what, like, this is shit, but, like, I'm gonna grow from it and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay because my environment is displaying an immense energy of lack, an immense energy of tiresome beings. And because of this, I need to understand within myself that it's okay to grow apart from it. It's okay to grow apart from the people who do not meet and reciprocate my worth. And it doesn't make them any less worth it. Okay, that's the thing. Because you kind of were in a mindset that in order to understand who others were, it meant being judgmental. It meant being selfish. It meant being a bully. And because of this, you have put your own success off for an immense amount of time. And you have essentially been playing out a loop of being wounded. So while being in this loop of being wounded and feeling abandoned, you're finally starting to kind of realize that that the people around you, they just kind of have chosen who they want to be, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And when people tell you that you're going to be okay, it's because if you are choosing who you want to be, excuse me, and it positively reflects your virtue and your morals. If you are positively reflecting your morals into the world, then yes, you will be okay. And 9 times out of 10, when somebody sits down with you, or even when you have to sit down with you because you don't have anybody else, and you tell yourself, well, I'm going to be okay, it's going to be okay. It is, because maybe it's not okay right now, but you finally slowed down. You finally slowed down. And you looked around and said, this doesn't fit me. This doesn't fit me. 1414. And I consistently am betraying myself because my environment is not matching my frequency, and it's making me so angry with myself. I'm essentially getting so angry with myself, and I am betraying myself because I think that there's something wrong with me for not fitting into my environment. But the truth is, as I said, your environment is establishing an immense power of lack. So the thing about power of lack is that it becomes its own being, because you'll see people in your life who display this lack, and they want to project it onto you, not because it's personal, not because they don't like you, not because they're mad at you personally, but just because For one, it's all they know. And for two, they don't want to be alone in that lack. They just don't know, they don't know how to end it. And not only do they sometimes not know how to end it, sometimes they just don't care to end it. They just don't care to end it sometimes. But you have sat with your inner child this whole time, and I feel that it has been a long time. A long time. And you are finally starting to just be okay with being by yourself. And because you are okay with being by yourself, you are going to be rewarded. You're going to be rewarded with a different path that you feel that you don't always have to move, that you feel you don't always have to go somewhere or be something or do something to be enough for people who genuinely are not meeting you. You've spent all this time trying to be enough for people who are not enough for you. And it's not a horrible thing to admit to yourself. It's not that you're shitty for saying it. It's not that you're a bad person for admitting that to yourself. It simply just means that you're being honest within your own spirit, okay? And being honest within your own spirit is a very immense part of enlightenment, okay? Because if you continuously blame yourself for the past, or you continuously blame yourself for what you receive on the outside, then you are spending all of this time not understanding your gifts. So not only are you not understanding your gifts, but you are not seeing opportunities that will establish more immense gifts in the future. And this doesn't make you a bad person. It means that you're essentially doing the best that you can with the best that you were given. And now you're getting to the point where you're learning so much within yourself that you're understanding that a huge part of what was implanted in you is not of you. So because of this, you are now starting to sit back and look out at your environment and really think, how can I contribute to this in a positive manner? How can I contribute to this in a sense that has not been taught to me? How can I contribute to this in a sense that will benefit not only myself, but generations to come? Okay? So you're really just starting to kind of accept the wound that you have been dealt. It's no longer rejection of it. It's no longer lying to yourself because you have to feel it. It's no longer lying to yourself about experiencing it in the first place. You are seeing where you got hurt. You are accepting where you have been hurt. You are accepting that it doesn't define you. And you are allowing it to hurt you and then move on and heal from it. Because if you continuously look back at it and think about how bad it hurt, one sec. Okay. So if you are continuously looking back at whatever you went through and thinking about how bad it hurt, you are only going to prolong this lack mentality. And because of this, it is all time that you will be spending outside of yourself, essentially. All time that you will be spending not within your own power. So it's a ploy. It's a ploy to get you to look at yourself with lack, to get you to look at yourself in a sense that is depriving you. So then you get to the point where you continuously deprive yourself because all you see within yourself is lack. All you see within yourself is doubt. All you see within yourself is pain. So then it creates this prolonged paradigm of kind of disappointing, and not only disappointing, but really depriving yourself of the truth, depriving yourself of love. Ah! Oh no! Depriving yourself of your inner child and everything that makes you you, okay? Alright? So, I gotta cut this a little bit because my phone's about to die. But, no, I don't actually, I'm lying. I'm gonna make this a little harder on myself. Okay. One sec, y'all. One sec, y'all. I can charge it, but it's just a little ghetto, and it makes it harder. Excuse me. Okay. Alright. Okay, so basically, yes. I need my time. I need my time when I'm reading. I didn't think that it would be so quick to die. Hold up, hold up. Oh, it's still dying. It's still dying. Okay, I do gotta kind of go a little bit though. I gotta go a little fast. All right. So yes, you are. I do eat, baby girl. But anyway, so yeah, you you are finally looking at yourself with favor. Okay. Oh, my phone's friggin' gonna die. Okay, I can't. My phone's gonna die. I'll be back. I'll be back. I miss y'all. Okay, I love y'all. Y'all keep it cool, kind of classy. Ah.